Hey everybody, Rebels9 here. Today I'm going to be building a pretty awesome kit. Something I've never done on this channel before. It's a ship model. And I picked this up last year at the Nanton Model Show. I picked this up from my brother actually, but he decided it's a bit too complex for what he likes to build and kind of gave it back to me. So I've got this really cool Yamato. And this is 700 scale. It's part of the Waterline series, and yeah, I've had this on my shelf for a while and I've really wanted to build it, and I'm really excited because today I finally get to build it. So let's take a look inside here, shall we? So yeah, here we have the first bag. Let's open these up. And then, stupid staples. There we go. So here we have the hull. Here we have also the flags. They come printed on a nice paper sheet. And I'll put those at the bottom. So yeah, here we've got the main hull. Now there is some detailing in here for the deck. It's nothing too extreme or anything like that, but it is nicely detailed. So yeah, we're going to paint that up. Here we have the back section here with all the catapults and turntables will go here for the aircraft. Looks pretty good. There's a little bit of flash in a couple areas. But it looks good. And here we have the lower section, molded in red. So I am going to put this on water, but I'm going to save that for a different video. I'm just going to build the model. I don't have all the materials to do the water yet, so that'll be in the future when I get around to it. Which would be in the next few months, I think. I really want to build this now. Let's put that there. So here we have this section. Comes in two pieces here. Here we go. There we are. Nice how they do that. So here's part of the bridge. Oh, great. These go on the sides of the ship, on the back. Here we have the smokestack. It's got some nice detail. This kit came out in 98. So they definitely have something better nowadays, but it's actually really, really nicely detailed. Quite happy with it. Again, for the scale too, is really well done. So here, this is where the bridge would sit on top of here. The superstructure. This is for all the anti-aircraft batteries and all the rangefinder equipment. They sit on there and everything. So that's pretty darn cool. Here we have the back part of the antenna mast. They look very, very nice, nicely protected. So I'm going to actually put this back on, if I can figure it out real quick. If I can't. No, I think I have that backwards. I'll figure this out later. I'll just put it to the side. I'm going to be here for a few hours. So is this? Yeah, this is interesting here. Oh, the next one is interesting actually. This is all the guns and turrets and stuff. And there we go. Oh, and polycaps. Cool. Hopefully there's some spares so I can use those for other projects in the near future. Alright. So yeah, here's all the barrels. This is stuck together. Oh my. Okay. How do I do this without breaking anything? There we go. So these are the second guns. They go behind the main guns on the front and the back. And on either side of them, if you have the Musashi kit, which I do not. And here we have all the barrels. And all the little anti-aircraft batteries. So there's quite a few. And they're really nicely detailed for their small size. They've got a lot of really good detail in them. So, yeah. I've seen some upgrade kits for them. And I'm just kind of shaking my head because these are very nice. Again, for the scale. When you go 350 scale and bigger, I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Be as not so crazy as you want with all the etched parts. But for here, I think it's very, very nice. This is an interesting part here. And I only recently found this out from watching Greg's channel. These pieces here, this is all the aircraft. Put those down. Oops, oops. Don't throw those away. That's stupid. Alright. Yeah, these are all the Hinomarus for all the aircraft. There's a ton of them. You get 2 sheets of them. So I'm not gonna... There's no way I'm gonna use all of those. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any name on here. These are not made by Tamiya. They have clearly a different style to them. And it's very interesting. I don't know who made these. He had them in an Aoshima kit, but they might have come from a Hasegawa or even a Fujimi kit. So I'm not sure who's the true maker of these, but this is the exact same sprue that he had in one of his kits. So I thought that was pretty darn funny. And again, you get really nice detail on the batteries and everything like that. And the aircraft look very, very nice. It's a little weird that Tamiya never made this themselves, and they just threw it in there. Not a big deal or anything, but it's just, you know, it's kind of a little strange. Alright, here we have the last bag. Not a lot to this kit. There's a lot of tiny pieces, but all in all, it's not as ornate as the big ones. It's nowhere near as detailed as their big 351. But again, I really like the detail in this. I think it's really quite fantastic. So here we have all the gun turrets, the main gun turrets. Here we have the cranes and all the catapult towers. I'll get to these in just a second. Here we have the front of the ship, front bow, the chains there. All looks really, really good, and a bunch of other little pieces. And here we have the part of the tower, the bridge. This would turn, rotate with the turrets. This is for the smokestack in the back. And yeah, this is the other part of the mast in the back. So here we have the instructions. They just come in this one fold-out sheet. And they look pretty darn good. Easy to read, no problems here. So, not a lot to it. Here's something interesting that they did. You get these, this is metal weights. These metal bars to weigh down the model a bit more. It's kind of interesting. I think I'm going to use them simply because I don't have any use for them outside of this model. So, yeah, it's kind of I might as well use them. And then we get this other decal sheet. Come on. Come on. There we go. This has Yamato, Musashi. These go on the tower. Oh, what do you mean red light? I just charge this silly thing. And then you get this big fold-out paint guide, which is a little, I have to say, it's a little inaccurate now because Tamiya went ahead and they made better colors for their ships. This is, I think you have to mix it, but they made it in like acrylic, and so when they made the big 350 scale. So I don't know if, this is an older kit, so I don't know if any newer ones are updated. So that'd be interesting to find out. So I'll be right back to show you guys some more to this kit as soon as I get this battery charged. Okay, so the one thing I did not like on this kit, like I said, it's a very nice kit. For me, it's almost build it straight out of the box. Perfect. The only thing I really didn't like are the towers in the back. Now, these are for the aircraft, the cranes to lift them up. And they're just big solid pieces of plastic. They don't have the nicest of detail on them, and I just thought they looked really, really ugly. Even in the small scale. Went online, I found out that Fine Molds worked with Tamiya just a few years ago. They made a whole bunch of upgrade parts for the kit, like it's all the little lights and a bunch of other little, I think they did all like the anti-aircraft stuff, but they're all new. And they made it in this big kit, so you get the Tamiya kit and then you get all the Fine Molds upgrades. Part of that is a photo etch fret, small little thing of the new cranes, and but you can buy the cranes separately. It's only 20 bucks from what I found. I thought, that's great, I'll buy that and I'll have those. And when I was looking online, I was trying to find it on eBay because the one I was looking on Amazon sold out. And I was looking for it on eBay, and instead I found this. This is from China. I don't know who made it, but it's brass. But you can see in the back there's all the cranes that you get and a bunch of other stuff. I thought, oh, this is pretty good. I like this. So here's like, this is for the radar on the other side of the turret. This is for the smokestack. This is pretty nice. This is really nice stuff. I can use this instead. I like brass. I like working with brass a bit more than metal. And then I got it. This was $20 as well. So this was a bit of my surprise. I didn't know this. This is what I was getting for $20. I'm just going to show this really quick. Here's more for the back. Here's the instructions. This is the new deck for all the rails and everything like that. And railing. So, this project is going to be a big photo etched monster. It's going to be pretty fun. I've never done this much photo etch on a kit before. And I'm a little nervous because it is a smaller model, but it's going to be pretty darn awesome. So the first thing we're going to do here, I think, is I'm going to start cleaning the hull and prepping the deck, because we're going to paint. We're going to be painting the deck first, taping that all up. So, yeah, we're going to work with photo etched. We're going to work with painting a multicolor wooden deck. We're going to do a lot of stuff on this model. It's going to be really fun. So, let's get working. Okay, so the first thing I've done here is I did cut this out here, sanded it down, because I'm going to prepare to paint this first. There's quite a few holes that you need to drill out. I mentioned that in the instructions. The other thing is I sanded down the back. All the rails and stuff like that, they're all gone, as you can see. And I also cut out these openings here, because it's all going to be etched. I wasn't going to use this part, but actually when I looked at the one in the kit, it's a late version. And the one that's here is the earlier version, and this is supposed to be more of the late version, so it'd make more sense to use it. So yeah, I just used a chisel. I scraped basically everything off and then sanded it all down, cut those out. So that's my big work. Now I can't airbrush for a little while, for a few hours still, and then I'll have more free time to use the airbrush. So for now, what I'll do is build the part of the assembly. So we're going to start with the rear bridge. Need sprue A, 3, A8, and A7. There, A3. This one's nearly broken off. A8, A7, there they are. And a polycap. Okay, where did I put those? There they are. Go. Okay. So let's figure out how we're going to put this all together here. So these two, fit like so. Got a whole bunch of dried glue I got to get rid of there. Really looking forward to actually painting the deck. That's going to be quite a big project, but it's going to be very fun when I get around to it there. Hopefully it'll turn out the way I'm envisioning it. So line those up. Oh, got a big thumbprint there. I can get rid of that later. A little later. It might be too late, but it will work. And this one, wow, these pieces are like really snug. Yeah. Okay, so then there's two gun turrets that go in there, and yeah, I'm not gonna do any of the gun turrets or anything like that. Those are gonna go like on last and everything. So there's some stuff that needs to be cleaned up once the glue dries. I can see that, some seam lines and ejector pin lines and stuff like that. So, but not worried about those right now. Come on, there we go. There we go. So this one goes, I think it goes on the pagoda, on the, what's it called? Center portion. Sure. Yeah, it goes on the back of the center portion. Part of the rear bridge. Let's build the funnel assembly since we're here. And then I need to check. I need to check the instructions for any etched parts. They basically just tell you kind of where to put it. They're not too... The instructions aren't bad, but they're not clear. They're definitely not clear. Okay, and C15 is on this one. 15, I thought I saw it on this one, unless I can't read. Oh, C15, oops. A6, that's the one I'm looking for. It's on this part here. And then yeah, like there's part here B18, and this is a walking plank. I'm pretty sure that's etched. So like I said, I'll have to pay double attention to each step that I'm doing and make sure there is or isn't corresponding parts to go with it. And then yeah, I'm not adding the top. So the vents and stuff like that kind of grate on the top, because that's all etched. They do give you etched parts for that one. Yeah, right there. Those three. So there's actually, this was 20 bucks. Free shipping. Whole thing. And yeah, it just seemed like a much... I didn't think I was getting that many sheets. I was like, oh, cool. I've got way more work to do than I bargained for, because again, I just wanted the back done, because I thought the kit looks good enough on its own, but now that I got all that metal, it's more of a challenge now. I'm kind of looking forward to doing all that, as gruesome as it may be. So I know there's a lot of people out there who hate photo etched. I don't mind it. I don't mind it that much. I prefer not to use it, honestly, because I do find it with some kits to be a little unnecessary sometimes. Sometimes you get a kit and you're just like, really? Like they add it as like a bonus instead of like as an actual necessity to the model to improve it. Ooh, I made a mistake there. Like a good example is Edward has this beautiful set for the B-17 from Rebel, and you don't get to see like anything on the inside unless you were to actually cut it open. I'm kind of like, yeah, it looks great, it looks absolutely fantastic, but you know, it's $20 for something you never see. It ships, you're gonna see it all because it's all on the exterior. Anyways, so this fits on here. We gotta wait for the funnel to dry properly, and once that's done, I can sand it all down, get that all looking nice and suave and sophisticated, or at least as much as I can, knowing me. And so I think this fits here. This will fit like that. Yep. Remember, this one goes there, I believe. Cool. So yeah, let's go. Whoops, I lost it. Don't want to do that. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta go do something first, and then I can start working on the main bridge. That's pretty cool. Okay, not sure if I mentioned this before, but if I ever do another 700 scale kit, I'm not doing all the etched parts. It's nice, but it's for me in a way it's not worth it in this small scale. It's so much work. The brass is very flimsy. Very, 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 very flimsy. I'm used to tougher stuff that's a bit more durable. So you get these pieces, like these here, that go around the tower, the funnel tower there, and even cutting them off, I was only able to cut off one, and it bent horribly. And I thought, forget it. I'm just not gonna put those on because I can't get them to work. I would be sitting here basically mutilating the piece, trying to get it to fit on here. So the other thing I learned is there are a lot of little errors in these instructions. For instance, on the tower here, there's a piece that I just glued on to the bottom here. This I can't even show it. This is really hard to do. Again, I wish this was 350 scale. This would be a bit easier to do. There's a piece here on the bottom, and it told me to put it on this piece in the back. Same thing with these brackets on either side. There's a website that I have, and I love the website, and I wish they'd publish their stuff out as a book so I could study it, because I have to keep running back and forth to the computer. These brackets are supposed to go here on the front, and the ramp here, there's a little bit of a platform with railing. They said it goes on here, and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit at all. I was on the website, and I found out it goes on here. So I'm having to do a lot of jumping back and forth to figure out what goes where and how it fits, and doing my best to get it to fit. And it's just me having to be a bit more aware of what's going on and what I'm doing here. So I just wanted to check something in the instructions. Yeah, I did do the right one. So I was able to put on the see if it'll focus here. I know it will. I was able to put on the radar dishes there, these cages, and they look absolutely beautiful. I love them. Not that the ones that came in the kit were particularly bad. They weren't as bad as like the one that comes in the 350 Musashi. Those ones are pretty sad. But they look pretty good, actually. I'm really happy with that. And I got that circular tower on there. That was by combining two pieces. It was really difficult. I was really glad to get it on. There's a part that's supposed to go inside. It's this piece right here. This doesn't fit. There's no way it'll fit. No way it would fit. And then I found out it's actually not even supposed to be in there. They were basically like this. They were just hollow. So I don't know. Maybe that's a bit of a mistake. It's really hard to find good picture information about the Yamato that's not in Japanese. And the Japanese books are actually very expensive compared to English stuff. And I can find anything I want on the Missouri, anything I want on the Bismarck. I can even find stuff on the Congo, but the Yamato, for some reason, is a bit of an elusive figure. I don't understand why. And besides, for me, what I need on these projects are picture books. I need schematics. I need blueprints and all that jazz. So, I'm not showing building the photo etched as much as I think some people would like, because it's so much work. I have to just sit here and focus on it. And I can't show folding these tiny little pieces. This was the wrong project to demonstrate photo etched stuff on. And I'm going to have to make up for that with like the Musashi, excuse me, like the Musashi one day, whenever I get around to it. So, I'm going to go back to work here, and I'm taking pictures, and so I'll put those on the blog, and you can see those when I get to that. So, yeah, I'll go back to work here. Okay, I have been working and working and working and working, and I have no idea what I last did or said or anything like that, but for right now, all of this is done. It's done. Yeah, I'm gonna call it quits. The only thing I haven't added in are the anti-aircraft batteries, the bare ones that would go like in here, and a couple in there and there and there. The reason why I haven't added those on is they need to be painted black, and then I'm going to dry brush them like metallic gray or something, and then just place them in once I'm done. So this is all done. This isn't glued in yet, but as far as everything else goes, it's done, and I'm quite happy with it for the most part. I have to say, and I don't want to sound like the guy that's blaming his tools, but as far as Tamiya kits go, this is not a very nice one. There's a lot of fit issues that I'm having with it, and a lot of, I don't know if it's just my batch or, you know, the model in general, but like one thing that's really, it's like instead of the pieces going together like this, they're kind of bowed out like this, so you put them together and there's a gap, and then you have to fill it all in, but it's quite tedious to do because it's all tiny little things, and I'm not happy with that. I've been fighting with that a lot on this model. It's very surprising. So again, I don't know if it's just mine or the model in general, or who knows. But anyways, next thing I want to talk about is the wooden deck, because I'm going to go start painting this, and I'm not going to record it because it's going to be quite a bit of work to do. And this video series, I feel, is going to go on quite a long time, a lot longer than I would like it to anyways. But the wooden deck, let's talk about this for a minute here. So for the wood, I could just paint it all one color and be done with it, and it would look pretty good, I think. Where's the paint I was going to use? Oh, great. What the dickens did I do with it? Hold on. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I'm going to use Wooden Deck Tan XF78. It's a very nice color. What I'd like to do is I'd like to do 3 shades of the deck tan. First one I want to do is dark. Now, all I'm going to do is add a bit of a darker color to this and airbrush it on here and then mask it off. and then I'm going to do the lighter color, and then I'm going to do this as natural wood. And then you might be thinking, well, you're just going to add black. No, I don't want to add black to this. Why? This is a very, very light color. If I add black to this, it's going to make it way too dark, and it's actually going to give it a bit of a black tint, which I don't want. I really, really don't want that. What I'm going to use is brown. I might use this red brown here, so you can see, you can imagine just a bit of that. And what that's going to do to this is, again, it's just going to change the contrast just very subtly. Black is too harsh, it's too dominant, it's going to add a bit too much into that. I might even go ahead and just use flat brown. I'm not sure yet. I'll figure that out once I get there. But for this, to lighten it, I'll probably add white. I could even add what do they call it, deck tan, or I could add like buff or something. There's a couple other colors I could use, but I think for that I'll just add, again, some white to make it lighter. But you don't want to do that on darker colors, so it's just going to be too much. I could also, add as a fourth color if I wanted to. I could add yellow and have a bit of a yellowish tint in there, which would be a bit natural. Clear yellow would work really well for something like that. But for right now, I'm just going to stick with those three colors, and I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to airbrush this, and I'll be back once that's done. So stay tuned.